Welcome to Successful Philanthropy. I'm your host, Jean Shafaroff. This show is designed to highlight the work of leaders here in the United States and then beyond. Today with us, Rosita Romero. Rosita is the executive director and the co-founder of the Dominican Women's Development Center. Let's all welcome Rosita. And Rosita, welcome back. And you in the past have been a terrific guest. You've informed us all about the work of your charity. And Rosita, let's start with your very beginnings. I understand this organization began in 1988. You were a small group of women sitting around a table. I know the story, but I want you to tell the story.
Yes, it was a group of 9 women, all Dominicans, and we got together for around 3 months, and we developed the organizational bylaws, the programs that we wanted to have, and the logo and all the brochure, all of our documents. And we opened up the organization. We invited women from the community to join us as a membership organization. And 30 women came to that first meeting. And we told them that if we wanted to provide services, continue with advocacy in the community, and have a space and have employees that could provide the services, then we needed to have a budget. But we didn't have any money. So one of our members passed around the hat and she said, I would like all of us to contribute at least $1 so that can be our first budget. And she passed around the hat. We collected $30. So that is how we started the organization, with $30 and a dream. After that, we have come a long way. We have, right now, we have 7 programs. We have 4 different sites, 75 employees, and a budget of over $5 million. So we are very proud of the work that we have done. And right now, we are the largest independently standing Dominican organization in New York City and perhaps in the United States. But I want to make it clear, Jean, that we not only serve Dominican. That is the name of the group of women who started it. But we do service women from all over Latin America because our services are bilingual. We attract more of that population. However, we provide services to all women, white, African American, Asian, Middle Eastern, Africans, everybody who comes to our doors. And we serve a total of 10,000 women and their families per year.
Which is amazing. Now, when you first started, what was your dream and what is your mission today?
The mission of the organization is to empower all women and communities to advance gender equality and social justice. We started organization because there was a lot of sexism in the Dominican community. And as immigrant, we were facing a lot of injustices, mostly as women of colors, immigrant, mostly coming from low-income backgrounds. And there were many problems in the communities, from discrimination, anti-immigrant feelings, to lack of affordable housing, lack of access to healthcare, overcrowded school, problems with education, and all other the basic needs that we had. We also had a vacuum of leadership among females. This was in the 80s, and many women in the Dominican community came from a working class background and had low educational levels. At least half of them. There were others that were professionals and were joining universities, but the goal of the organization has always been to work with low-income families because it's the most needed population, and it is the one that we have targeted to contribute to their improvement.
Yes. Now, do you have a program to help immigrants with learning English?
Yes, the 7 programs that we have, the first one is the Educational Development Program, where we provide the ESL classes to learn English. In that program, we have a new component that we are very proud about, which is a K through 12 children's program to motivate them to pursue careers in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. And as you know, there are less girls who pursue those careers than boys. So we start encouraging girls and boys from the beginning. We start at a pre-K level, actually, because we do have a child care center, and we introduce the STEM concept from the beginning. And we support them in after-school program throughout their entire education. And when the young people that are in high school, we are assisting them to enter college. It has a college-bound component where we help them write their personal essay, get financial aid. We do college tours so that they are able to look at the different options that they have, and not only the universities or community colleges in the neighborhood. We help them to expand their horizon and pursue and get the best education that they have, and as much scholarship as possible.
And that's wonderful. And what about a program to help working women with families and young children? Do you have a daycare center?
Yes, so our first program is the Educational Development Program. In addition to that, we have a child care center for children from 2 to 5 years old. And in there, we prepare them for school. We have them, it's an all-day program from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. to support mothers to be able to work or to go to college or pursue some training. And the goal is to empower the women economically to get out of poverty and be able to economically succeed in society. That is one of the program, the center-based childcare center. We also have an early Head Start program. The early Head Start program, we start with pregnant moms, and that one is from 0 to 3, because during the first years of a child is where the brain develops the ability to learn and the foundation for education is established. So for us, it's very important to continue to work with those children. And when we say 0, that means that we start working with the moms from the time that they are pregnant. We help them with things related to healthy eating, taking their prenatal vitamins, making sure that they do their prenatal visits and supporting them. We have doula services to support them. That program not only prepares the children for school. We have 12 pregnant moms and 16 children, and we prepare the children for school. It's a school readiness program, and in addition to that, we provide them with social services and health services, and we also provide them with meals. You cannot learn if you're not properly nourished, and if you don't have the health and the a primary doctor that can support them with their growth to make sure that they are attaining the right milestone when it comes to child development. So we teach the parents what to expect with the children. We bring educational activities to the homes. We also have another very similar program that is called Healthy Families. In the Healthy Families program, we also work with children 0 to 5. We go to the homes, and in that program, we work with mostly parents at risk, whether there is domestic violence, whether there are issues of homelessness. Some of them are still living in shelters, or if there are other burning issues in the family that are preventing them to give their undivided attention and to make sure that there is the best outcome for the children. We also support women with our domestic violence program. Unfortunately, as you know, the domestic violence program is a problem in all communities, but we try to address it within our own community from a culturally sensitive perspective. Understanding that even though there is an aspect of machismo, there is also an aspect of Marianismo. Many of the women are playing traditional roles that put them in a situation where they might be victims of abuse. Or they might be experiencing economic dependency, emotional dependency, or they might be at risk because they're undocumented. There are so many reasons why domestic violence exists in the different communities, but we work with them. We do individual counseling. We provide support services. We also have support groups. Sometimes we help them get orders of protection. If they need to go to the police or go to court, we accompany them. And we also have a very well-known community-wide event, which is called the Brides March. And the Brides March is a walk in memory of Gladys Ricard, a Dominican woman who was killed on her wedding gown, and in front of her entire wedding party and her family, while they were taking pictures, a jealous ex-partner came with a gun and killed her short range.
Now, I just want to interrupt for a moment.
Yes.
Gone through all these wonderful programs, and right now you're talking about domestic violence, which is a problem in all communities. It has no specifics, and what you really are saying, and what I'm hearing, is that the Dominican Women's Development Center really helps young families new in this country who have problems maybe adjusting, and also who live in underserved communities, who are living at or below the poverty level. Now, we've recently had a big influx of immigrants into the United States, and many have come into New York City, and many of them are preparing for work, and some of them may already have jobs. How involved are you with the new group of immigrants coming into New York?
Yes, the Dominican Women's Development Center has always been in support of immigrants' rights, immigration reform, and most importantly, the reunification of families and a path to citizenship. Migration is part of the human history. For historically, humans, animals migrate when the conditions in one place get worse. They migrate for water, for food, for better job. So that's why we believe that it's important to support these immigrants. With the new immigrants that came from Texas in particular, we helped over 400 of them came to our center and to nearby churches, and we helped them find shelter. We provided food, um, clothing, codes. We helped them get the emergency health insurance and their first documents to be able to start working. Some of them that started doing jobs in the community, and later on were able to get better jobs. And many of them are still placed in shelters, and we continue to provide them with support services, with educational information, job assistance, housing assistance, helping the children enroll in school, helping them obtain healthcare services, and all the basic um, needs that they have.
Well, you
That
pretty much
that is something.
sorry to interrupt again, but you pretty
Yes.
much help with everything, correct?
Yes, yes, we consider ourselves first responders. During the COVID-19 pandemic, we were there for the community. We continue to provide remote services, but we will bring food to our families. We will make sure that they got their vaccine, that they were able to get the telehealth services. We are almost like a one-stop shop where immigrants and everybody in the community comes to when they have several problems. Our organization also provides a lot of support to small businesses in the community,
Yes.
because people come here to either to work or to become self-employed. Most people are not necessarily looking for handouts. People are coming to improve their economic situation. So we have a program that helps with that. We also have a health promotion program, and in the health promotion program, we work in the prevention of HIV. We do prevention of diabetes, and other chronic diseases, prevention of pediatric asthma. And within that health promotion program, we have an LGBTQ youth drop-in center for LGBTQ youth who are either homeless or unstably housed, which is something that happens within that community a lot, because unfortunately the family does not accept their sexual orientation, and sometimes they have to move out of the house. And we provide a space where they can come and have recreational and educational activities, where we can support them in the areas that they need, where they do programming, where they make jewelries, they make candles, they take yoga classes. We have a lot of activities to support their personal growth, their health. We emphasize a lot the importance of safe sex and healthy sexuality. We do condom distributions, and we are an open we have an open door for anybody in the community who needs our help.
All very important work. And for our audience, we are with Rosita Romero. She is the executive director and co-founder of the Dominican Women's Development Center. Rosita, how does someone find you? Our country, many people forget that our country is based on immigrants. All of us here come from families whose great-grandparents, grandparents, or great-great-grandparents, well, at one point, they were all immigrants. And I think it's important for all of us to remember that and to open up our hearts and open up our wallets to help those that come into this country with a sincere heart and who want to help out. They want to become citizens, they want to work hard, and they want to contribute to what this country is all about: freedom and opportunity. Rosita, what is the website for anyone watching this show who perhaps wants to donate or has some questions or needs help?
Yes, our website is www.dwdc.org. It's the initials of the organization, Dominican Women's Development Center, dwdc.org. And we're very proud to say that we have a brand new state-of-the-art website that was created with the support of our board members who assisted us with the rebranding of this new website. That is beautiful, very user friendly, and where people can make donations. People can learn about our program. People can request services. People can sign up to provide volunteer services, and also we have career opportunities and that donate button that comes up in every page, which is very important for people to support us.
And if someone doesn't have a computer, what is the phone number to call to get in touch with Dominican Women's Development Center?
The main office phone number is 212-994-6060. Again, it's 212-994-6060.
Thank you. And if you had one wish, what would that wish be for the Dominican Women's Development Center?
We want to continue to expand. We want to continue to remain relevant in our community, to be able to change people's lives, because that is what the organization is about, Jean. The impact that we have in the life of the people that come through our doors is long lasting, and we are helping to transform lives, to lift others as we rise. And we are looking forward to continuing as a strong organization that advocates for the rights of all women and families. And we are inspired by an invigorated future, as we have mentioned in some of our recent events.
Yes, now your work is very, very important, not only to women and families in New York City, but also to women and children in our country and really around the world. And you serve as a model for other organizations. Rosita, my understanding is that you receive quite a bit of government funding and that the government is involved because they see the importance in the work that you do. How important is that government funding to your organization?
Yes, well, that is most of our funding. Unfortunately, 90% of our funding is coming from the government. And I say unfortunately because even though government, we're very grateful for government funding because they tend to be large grants. However, there are usually delays that have to do with contract processing, and sometimes the money comes in late. Part of our goal in our recent strategic plan is to be able to diversify our funding sources. We want to be able to obtain more funding from foundations, from individuals, like the people who are watching your program right now, and also to be able to receive larger credit lines so that we can have a cushion, a reserve that we can utilize while we're waiting for the government funds to arrive.
And if you had one piece of advice to give to young immigrant women or young immigrant families, what advice would that be?
Work hard, study hard, and don't let anybody stop you. One of my favorite authors is Paulo Coelho, the Brazilian novelist, who says that in The Alchemist, he says, when people really want something, the universe conspires to help you get it. If you dream big, if you put your effort into it, if you put your mind into it, mindset is very important. You can, the sky is the limit. You can reach the stars. And this country provides a lot of opportunities for people to do that. We are very grateful to this country for the opportunities that we have had as immigrants to succeed in this country. I understand that we have encountered challenges and difficulties, and we have the intention of continuing to support our communities as we improve our standard of living. But we can also agree that there have been many opportunities given to our communities, and we are grateful for that.
Very nice. And I believe hard work, following the law, and being an honest individual will enable many immigrants and new people in this country to have very bright and very successful futures. Rosita, we've run out of time. Again, what is the website and the phone number of the Dominican Women's Development Center for those who might want to donate, volunteer, or ask for advice?
Yes, it's dwdc.org. dwdc.org. It is the initials of the organization, Dominican Women's Development Center. .org, and the telephone number is 212-994-6060. Again, the number is 212-994-6060, and we are very grateful. We thank you very much, Jean, for inviting us again to your program, Successful Philanthropy. Thank you very much.
And thank you, Rosita, for all the wonderful work that you do and that the Dominican Women's Development Center does. This concludes Successful Philanthropy. Our guest today, Rosita Romero. She is the Executive Director and co-founder of the Dominican Women's Development Center. I'm Jean Shaparoff, your host. I'll see you next week.